Hello, hope you're doing okay. This is Emma Leavesley for the University of ADHD podcast, and today I'm going to be talking to you about mindfulness. What is it? How does it help with ADHD? Plus, I'm going to give you 10 ways of practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness helps to strengthen the frontal lobe and it increases brain integration, which is communication between the areas of the brain. The frontal lobe is responsible for executive function, which is something that people with ADHD struggle with. And I spoke about that in yesterday's podcast about executive functioning in ADHD. So, by practicing mindfulness every day, you can reduce problems with inattention, memory, planning, hyperactivity, impulsivity, and emotion dysregulation. It pretty much ticks all the boxes for ADHD and helps with everything. It can help with things like rejection sensitivity dysphoria or RSD, insomnia, anxiety, and a noisy mind, which are all associated with ADHD. You can incorporate mindfulness into your routine and set reminders to remind yourself to do it. It can help you to focus before you start a task, but it is also useful to do first thing in the morning or last thing at night, particularly if you struggle with sleep. Start off with short mindfulness activities, particularly if you've never done it before. You can always gradually extend this. Aim to start with around 10 minutes a day. If you find it difficult at first, remember that it can take practice, and it's important to remember what works for one person might not necessarily work for everybody. So it's important to find out what works for you. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the current moment. It's focusing your attention on the here and now. It's basically something that takes your full attention. So, how can you do this then? I'm going to look at 10 ways of practicing mindfulness. Number one is meditation. When people think of mindfulness, they tend to think of meditation. While it's a great way of practicing mindfulness, it isn't for everybody. But I will say though that meditation takes some practice. So if you don't get it first of all, then try and try again, and it can be really good once you can master it. You can do this on your own by putting some relaxing music on, sitting in a comfortable position, and focusing on your breathing. If you've never done meditation before, it can be helpful to do some guided meditation. It's a common myth that meditation is all about clearing your mind. You're bound to find your mind wandering. Just gently bring your attention back to your breathing or the voice of the person guiding you through the meditation. Number two, breathing techniques. There are a number of different breathing techniques that you can try. By counting as you breathe, it takes your attention, but also by deepening and slowing your breathing down, it helps to quieten your mind and help you to feel calm. A common breathing technique is to breathe in for the count of 4 and out for the count of 6, and you need to repeat this for a couple of minutes. Number 3 is mindful colouring. Now, I find this really relaxing, and I can spend long periods of time just colouring. You want to make it look good, so you're really focused on staying in the lines, and you're thinking about what colours you're going to use. There are lots of mindful colouring books available on the market, and there are also colouring apps for your phone, tablet, or computer. Be careful with using electronic devices though, because they come with other distracting things. If you get a notification, maybe wander onto Facebook and stop doing the mindfulness activity. Number 4, going for a mindful walk. Going for a mindful walk is where you're going for a walk, but you're making a conscious effort to take in every detail of your walk. You can give yourself a challenge to spot 5 things you've never noticed before. Try to use all of your senses if you can. Listen for the sound of your footsteps or sounds happening around you. Look at the colours that you can see. Feel how the sun or breeze feels on your face, or touch something with textures such as a tree. Smell what you can smell around you, and notice if there are any tastes in your mouth. If you combine this with being in nature, This is much more calming and relaxing and will be less likely to cause sensory overload. Number 5 is mindful eating. This is particularly useful if you tend to eat quickly or too much without paying attention. When you sit down and eat a meal, make sure there are no distractions like the TV, your phone, or external noises. And this is something that's best done on your own. Put a small amount of food in your mouth at a time and chew slowly. And notice the texture, taste, and any subtle flavours. Number 6, puzzles and games. This could be doing Sudoku, a crossword, or jigsaw puzzle on your own, if this is something that you can concentrate on, of course, or playing an old-fashioned board game with friends. It's best to avoid using devices for this again because they can come with their own distractions. Number 7 is getting creative. The ADHD brain loves being creative, so allow it to be absorbed doing whatever it is that makes you tick. Or try something new, because the ADHD brain also loves to do new things. This could be writing, drawing, painting, crafting, or playing a musical instrument. You might like to try photography, and everyone's got a camera on their phone. You might want to try jewellery making or digital art. The choice is yours. Just let your mind be creative. Number 8 is journaling. Journaling is a great way to check in with yourself and organise how you are feeling. You can boost your mood with positive psychology or gratitude journals, track progress towards a goal, or improve your confidence by focusing on your strengths. With journaling, you can identify what you need to let go of, and also you can find a space to vent. Number 9 is exercise. Physical exercise is the most effective non-medication treatment for ADHD. For some people, the gym is their happy place. Also, you can't beat the calmness, focus, buzz, and mental clarity that you get from exercise. Myself, I love boxing. I love hitting a punch bag. It's great stress relief. And I also love the challenge of building the core strength that you need, building the arm strength that you need, and also building the agility. But it doesn't need to cost anything either. It could be something as simple as going for a walk or a bike ride, a hike or a run. Or you might want to play a team sport to socialise and add the element of competition. Finally, number 10, gardening or growing plants indoors. There's a lot of satisfaction in growing your own plants and watching them grow. The ADHD brain is all about instant gratification. So by growing plants, you're learning to do something where the results aren't there straight away, which can help you to learn patience. There's something really relaxing about watering plants on an evening at the end of a summer's day. So find out what works for you. Try out some of these and see how you get on. If you're interested in joining my free 7-day mindfulness challenge, subscribe to my email list on rethink-adhd.co.uk or email me on emma@rethink-adhd.co.uk. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about ADHD and the school system and tell you about some of the experiences that I've witnessed from my son who is in his final year at school here in the UK. It just gives you an idea of what people with ADHD have to contend with going through school, and it highlights some areas that we really need to improve. So I'll see you tomorrow.